Hello lovely people and welcome to a new video. A TV legend has invited me over. He has been in the media industry for what feels like 100 years. Everyone knows him, especially older people, since you've seen him everywhere. He is a musician, has gone gold several times with his family, shaped an era, but then he was also an extreme athlete and was constantly at Stefan Raab's side. And that's why I'm wondering whatever happened to... And now he's here with me, Joey Kelly. I'm really happy, and I have to say it took me a little while to get here, yeah. It's rare that I've gotten lost so many times, and it's rare that my phone has told me so often that there's no internet here. But I'm really excited. You arrive here and immediately see the Kelly family, and it's basically a farmstead, I would say.
So, Aaron, the bus usually isn't parked there.
Oh, did you bring it here especially?
Just for you.
Really?
I have a garage where I keep the buses.
Buses?
Yes. And I just recently... It's almost finished now. It just needs the full inspection now, and then it will be registered and you can drive it on the road. But I thought, since you're coming all the way from Berlin, yes. Then I'll just park the bus here.
Okay. Now the first question is, what happens to the bus when it's finished? It's a double-decker with an open top, so are you going to do tours or will the family use it again?
I'll just use it privately. What I would do is, once it's finished, let's say paint and the technical stuff, and the inspection, that's coming up soon. But I recently decided I'm going to do the inside down below, yes. Tear everything out and then I'll build Irish Kelly's pub there.
Put a pub in?
Exactly, an Irish pub.
And then you drive around with it and no...
Just for me.
I wonder, I mean, if I notice now, you see, come on, we can go over there, so he sees you're rebuilding the car again, yeah.
So it was registered. Last time, you can see the sticker up front, that's basically 97, right? So in 98, it was then talking about...
That's before I always have to be right.
That's 30.
So I was 8 then.
Exactly, yeah.
That's when it was allowed.
Exactly.
And then you set it up. That must have taken some effort to build a bar in there.
Well, that cost a fortune.
That's it.
Just the distillation cylinder alone, that was the last one, just as an example, and the 2 coolers up there.
Yeah.
They were busted, because they eventually broke. I had them repaired, 3,800 euros just for the 2 coolers, not including installation. The combustion cylinder in the back, just a small part like that, it took me half a year to find someone who could restore this combustion cylinder. You can't get spare parts, no chance. I tried through England, through other sources, no chance. That cost 1,200 euros. And the bus isn't even worth restoring.
Well, I see the cheapest thing here because that's it, duct tape. Duct tape holds the world together, and if it doesn't, you haven't used enough.
Because the screw, yes.
Look, it's already holding. Yes?
Do you see?
But you can't just say, hey, I'm doing it now. Are you even allowed to? Oh, awesome. Where did you get that from? So it was yours, right? Exactly.
We had a total of 6 buses from the late 70s to the mid-90s, see. And 2, well, 4, I still have. And 2 just got lost along the way. So if anyone happens to know the Kelly bus, knows where it is, I'll pay a lot for it.
Really?
Yeah, I would pay a lot.
For that? Why do you want to get them back?
It's just like that. That's my childhood. We grew up in those buses. We were conceived in buses like that.
Well, I have to say, if we work backward for a second, I'm a 90s kid, and back then the Kelly family was huge. I had long hair until 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah, same here. My father too. That's why we were always called the Kelly family from Brandenburg. I don't know. I mean, today I can laugh about it, but back then I thought, yeah, okay, it's not my thing, but you guys were a phenomenon.
We were lucky. I mean, from when we were little until the mid-90s, we spent about 15 or 17 years playing on the streets all over Europe as street musicians. That's how we made a living. And then came the Big Bang.
Now, if we go all the way back, you were street musicians. I can't really imagine it like the guy who sits at Alexanderplatz and plays the piano. Actually, yes.
We played a lot at Alexanderplatz.
Really? Yes.
Yes.
Did Alexanderplatz in Berlin already smell like urine back then?
No, it wasn't as filthy as it is now.
Okay, good.
So things still felt kind of idyllic. Almost only East Germans were around.
Nice.
And yeah, that was nice. So after the reunification, we played everywhere in the East, and on Alexanderplatz in winter it was always cold. There was a small Christmas market. And there we set up our little stage and played from morning till night, for 4 weeks straight. So from the first Sunday of Advent until the 23rd, we just rocked through it.
Every day?
We played 4 to 6 shows a day, even in, let's say, bad weather, because the wind really whistles through there. It just sweeps right through. People still stood there, though, so that was really something. We owe the East Germans a great deal, and then in the fall of '94, we finally had our big breakthrough.
Before that, how many siblings do you have? You're the fourth of how many?
There are 11 of us, so 11 plus me, 12. Wow.
There are 4 of us, and I always thought that was a lot.
So having 4 already means you're already seen as a social outcast?
Yeah, really, you can definitely say that, especially back then. My parents said that with 4 kids, we were seen as the social outcasts.
And with 4 kids, because I also have 4 kids, you also get more money, more child benefits. So, for the 4th one, you get about 18 euros more per child for that.
Wow, I have 2 now. Are you saying even 2 are still worth it in terms of stress versus money?
Yeah, it's like the first 3, take up 24 hours of your time, and the rest, can't take any more time. That's why adding more on top is actually better. And of course, there's also the factor that the older kids, basically adults, also help raise the younger ones. They take them along. With the youngest kids, you have to say, our oldest is 25 and our youngest is 10. And we had a gap of 9 years. We just had a latecomer. After a 9-year break, so 25, 22, 19, and now 10.
Was the 10-year-old planned, or was it just, oh, I'm pregnant, let's go with it?
Planned.
Yeah, okay.
So, it was, I hoped for years that we would have another child, and it worked out, because, if I, let's say, didn't have 4 children now, then it would kind of feel like it wasn't really the Kelly family. My father would have laughed at me if I only had 3 children and so on. I mean, I wanted to be wild. I wanted it big.
Yeah.
Today and yesterday and so on, I did a bit of research, so you practically work more than I do.
Yes, I work a lot.
So how can you, and then you do...
But I don't have such a nice place.
Yes.
But that's beautiful.
You can buy one for yourself.
No, not when I check my bank account.
I'll help you, it's no problem.
Yes.
It's not that hard at all.
Mr. David makes it clear, exactly.
Yes. In any case, it's like this. Well, the farm wasn't like it is now, you know? I bought it. First, there were 2,500 square meters of roofing that had to be done. I've been working on this for 10 years, and now I'm in the final stages, you know?
That would be the wedding venue.
Exactly.
But you can use this space, yeah. You charge 100K for the wedding, yeah. If you're good, you do one on Friday and one on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday too.
Exactly.
We're going to be rich.
Exactly. It's just that, you can't rent the farm. There is no website.
Then I'll set up Joey Kelly on Shopify, done.
No, I don't feel like doing weddings. There was a wedding here, and that was for an acquaintance of my wife. And it went on until 5 in the morning. And then there were about 12 left, heavily drunk, obnoxious.
Yeah, and then they still had to be driven to Cologne in your bus.
They ended up throwing up in the corner, throwing bottles into the woods, but I said, fuck this shit. Never, ever.
You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, I get it.
And that's why, well, if I ever go broke, which might happen soon.
Really? Not renewing Kim David? Exactly. We just looked at your bus, show me everything, and I still have so many questions. Because I also prepared, of course.
Okay.
Especially your youth, and then your sports stuff is, I hate people like you.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can push yourself like no one else.
But I'm getting older too. It's getting harder and harder too.
Yeah? But would you still want to if I said we'd walk through Africa together? Right now? No problem. Shit, I didn't even mean to say no.
I know where we can go. Well, I know Africa pretty well. I've crossed 10 deserts and, okay, let me show you.
Just go inside. Seriously, you say you've crossed 10 deserts. When you say you've crossed 10 deserts, I don't even want to cross one.
And right away, Joey takes off like a rocket. Right at the beginning, he kicks it into high gear. Maybe just a tactic from the alpha male?
With preparation, anything is possible.
How did you even come to this? I mean, sorry, this is a restaurant. Everything is here.
Yeah, but there's no restaurant operation here. Food only comes when I have a meeting here or a shoot for you or something like that. But otherwise, it's always empty. It's private, yeah. It's basically, my second home, you know?
I have to tell you from the bottom of my heart, if the devil were standing here right now and said, I find it very, very beautiful here, Joey, and this belongs to you, you would be having a really bad day. I think it's so beautiful, these beams, the walls, it's just everything.
But it wasn't like that. I mean, it's like, for example, these walls now.
You know?
The house is from 1776. The house is 250 years old. That's building material that's 250 years old.
Right? Yeah, you think, is it here?
You'd think,
Yeah. Oh, hooray.
no, it's not a problem. Well, I basically work with the Historic Preservation Office here in town. They're very, very grateful that I restored the farm.
Okay.
They say, Joey, thanks for saving the farm.
Okay, a thank you for once, which is nice, right?
But I'm not getting any funding. But it's my own fault. I don't apply for anything because I don't feel like waiting around for 8 months just to maybe be allowed to do some paving here.
Yeah, and if they do support you, I always feel like they want to get even more involved. Because now, if they give you something, they say, now your soul belongs to me.
But they leave me alone and we live really well here and everything is wonderful and it's a great collaboration.
For example, there are conferences here.
I do that, yeah, for companies I get to work with.
Yes.
I basically do training sessions, conferences, workshops, team building, and so on. That's what I do.
Okay.
But only partner companies, where I have a partnership. That means not much happens here.
Okay. And soon the weddings that we are organizing.
And for example, here it was plastered, right?
Yes.
That means in the 1950s, people here somehow thought brick was lame.
So
what happens? Then it has to be knocked off, then it has to be blown clean, then it has to be repointed. Then one or another brick is basically not really intact, so it gets replaced with others. For example, up here.
the door's awesome too.
I got it from Berlin.
Awesome.
I got it from Berlin on purpose because it fits, because it just matches the style.
Yes.
The thing is, of course, back in the 1950s, like I said, they modernized it. If you look up, those two beams are new because the old ones were broken, and this one on the lintel is new too.
Right? You don't have to do that yourself.
I have a team of tradespeople.
Yes.
I have a construction company. I've had it for over 20 years.
So if I want to renovate in Berlin, you'll come?
No,
Too far away.
we only work on my own projects.
Do you understand?
I run my own construction business, but I don't tell anyone. I prefer people not to know what I do. But I've had a construction business for over 20 years, and my older son, Luke, basically handles the marketing and, together with me, coordinates the construction sites. And basically, this farm is just a hobby and...
A hobby.
Exactly, and now I'll show you up ahead.
Yeah, show us. But I still want to tell you again, this is beautiful. You could film any fairy tale here. My friends, as you can see, Joey Kelly is a really laid-back dude.
So just as an example from a construction point of view. Yeah. Here, the floor. 250 years ago, of course, they didn't have the possibilities we have today. So basically, we just remove about 50 centimeters of the floor. Then comes a concrete slab. Then basically, underfloor heating.
Because
We only heat here with geothermal energy. So we don't have any oil or gas problems. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah. And we have a biological sewage treatment plant, a water treatment plant, and then we're adding a 30 kilowatt solar system, so our utility costs are really, really low. And then we're not completely self-sufficient, but we're basically awesome, environmentally friendly, and we have low utility costs. Then we have about 150 fruit trees. This fall, we're planting another 30, which will start producing in 2 or 3 years. We now have 6 beehives, but Inca takes care of all that. I have no idea about it. And we're allowed to buy honey from him, which basically comes from us and so on. He's also in the running club and so on. And that's how we build things. Or, for example,
take a look at this here.
you see, if the house ever flies away, right, then this will still be standing. Under here are 300 cubic meters of concrete, a lintel. One of these two weighs 380 kilos. There used to be a 45 centimeter load-bearing wall here. And there was a small room and a slightly bigger one just for the purpose I need space. So basically this this whole job was done by one man alone.
Yes?
3.5 months, very slowly. Because the problem is, if you make a mistake here, of course everything is done with a structural engineer and architect and measured for strength, and if the house collapses, then you're in trouble.
Problems.
A very big problem, because then you have problems. And that's how we build. We're very slow, but we build. My goal is basically 100 years. Build for 100 years. So at the construction sites, when I see the guys, I say, here's some coffee and take it slow. But do it well, please. No pressure. We don't need to be done by Friday. We want the construction work to take time because quality matters. And then we build it once so it lasts. Sure, it costs money, but I work a lot and earn 1 or 2 euros, so I like to invest in quality because quality is always kind of essential. Yeah, it pays off.
If you buy cheap?
You buy twice. That's just how it is. Let me show you something.
Is that still in its packaging?
It's in its original packaging.
No, from 82.
My friend.
How awesome. 82.
79 is the record. 10 years before your time.
Now, I would try to figure out if that's you.
No, that's not me. So, that's Johnny, that's Jimmy, my father Kathy, Barbie, Paul, Carolyn, Patricia, my mother, Michael Patrick, Mighty Kelly wasn't born yet, and Angela wasn't either. And I'm the monkey.
That's you?
Exactly.
That's one of the buses too.
Exactly, that's right. I have that bus too. Like I said, 2 are missing and I have 4. And I've already restored 2. And next year I'll restore the 3rd one as well.
That's so great.
So, that was the Kelly family, as you can see here. That was our first record. Our first record in 1979 with Polytor. It sold a little bit. We didn't earn anything. We signed those classic crappy contracts.
But Polytor made good money, right?
They made good money.
Yeah, good for them.
You have to imagine, we lived in a bus in the winter at a campsite, at minus 12 degrees, and they were sitting in a palace like that. But fuck it, we learned from it. By now, it's like those first 4 records, Aaron, the first 4 records we produced. Because my father signed contracts.
Did he not care at all? No.
He just had no idea.
And then they just screwed him over.
Exactly. And those records, I mean the rights to those records, they were basically with Polytor.
Yeah.
Now about 5 years ago, because Polytor now belongs to Universal. And then I told the guys, if you want to keep extending our back catalog because they really wanted to, since it sells very well. We're lucky that we have a very loyal fan base. So I need the products from Polytor, because Polytor was swallowed up by Universal. All the record companies have been consolidated, and you don't sell CDs anymore.
Yes.
And then I bothered them, and then I bought the 4 products. That means the products, and my father sued for 20 years when he died. I ended the lawsuit because it went nowhere. Eventually, though, you always cross paths again in life. And then they really wanted to. And the entire body of work, let's say, is now with the Kelly family.
So really great.
But look, I'll play you something. Whoa.
That's so great. That's so great. Because that was it. Well, I know my cousins, they were huge fans.
Okay.
And I have to say, judging by the hair length here, that would be me. That's so awesome. It's amazing. In the picture, you could see your dad and your mom.
Yes.
Your parents have 11 kids. Are you the 12th?
Yes, my father had 2 marriages. First marriage, 4 children.
Yes.
And second marriage, my mother gave my father 8 children.
Yes.
But I didn't know that my older siblings were my real siblings.
So only half.
I only found that out when I was 13. That's when a cousin explained to me that my 3 older siblings basically had a different mom. And the crazy thing about it is that my mother never told me how old she was. Because then you could do the math, since my mother was a bit younger than my father.
Yes.
And my mother got together with my father when my father got divorced, and my mother took care of the children. So she was the nanny.
Ah,
And she was in her early 20s, and my father was in his early 30s, yes, at your age. And then the original mom left.
yes.
And left means
Does it mean separated or passed away?
she is separated.
Ah, okay.
A half-sister of mine died.
Ah,
She drowned.
ah, shit.
And that, yeah, you can imagine that maybe you can't handle something like that.
Yeah, okay.
And then suddenly my mother was basically the mom of the house, took care of the children who were there. And then my father married her, and 8 children. And then my mother died at 36.
Oh, that's my age?
Yes, I was 8, almost 9. Then my father became a single parent to all the children. That was brutal. That was a tough time.
How does a 9-year-old get the news that mom isn't coming back?
It's like this. My mother had cancer. And from the moment we found out she had cancer, she only lived for, I think, 9 months, maybe 10 months more. And during that time, my father tried to prepare us, that mom would have to go. But as a child, I said, no way, my mom will make it. She can do it. She can do it. And then you don't even notice because you're living at home, you don't realize how my mother was slowly declining.
Meine Mutter halt kaum was gewogen.
And when you see a picture, for example, I have a picture. There was one last picture of each of us with mom.
Okay.
I looked at this picture about 20 years later and I was shocked because it was my mother. But as a child, you didn't feel that way because it took some time until my mother was so seriously ill that she eventually passed away. And then as a child, you always think, she'll get better, and illnesses often go like that. Maybe you know it, you get sick, and then it gets worse, and then it gets a little better. Sometimes it's a bit better or worse, but overall things are declining. And you always kind of hope when things are going well. But if you look at it over the course of months, then the decline is visible. And in the early 80s, you didn't have the options like today to maybe save someone. If you were early, but for my mother, it was too late. Breast cancer, metastases, whole body, etc. And at that time, we were so broke financially that we couldn't even afford to buy my mother a coffin. So my uncle and my brother
Aus Bau.
built a coffin. No, that's how it is. That was, yes, we were at the bottom. It couldn't get any lower.
I wonder, but all that was already out.
So that was, for example, these pictures, my mother.
Yes.
That's 79, and this one with my mother is from 80, so 2.5 years later.
But, so that means the guys already had quite a bit of money saved up and things were going really well, right?
It's like this. We played on the street until 79, and then we had some success. Between 79 and 81, 2.5 years, released 4 records, top hits. Even in Holland and Belgium, you can see that here. Thank you very much. That's a selling point. Take a look and see if it's really there. Ah, yes, exactly. Top hit in Holland. That basically motivates people to take a look.
Exactly, yes. Advertising is everything. Marketing.
Exactly. We didn't earn anything. 0. We lived hand to mouth, and my mother and Polydor only gave us strength. So people who basically want to make your life difficult or want to burn you out. If you're a fighter and don't give up, you learn from it. That's why, 40 years later, you meet again and see the products now belong to the family, not Polydor.
So the products all belong to the Kelly family now? Exactly.
There's an archive, a life's work, and all the products are in what's called the Kelly Family GBR.
Ah, okay.
And there are 8 siblings who basically own the entire work. We're talking about 30 CDs. We're talking about a collection that's huge, but also all the visual material.
Photos?
Videos, everything. All rights are basically within the family. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it is.
I have to ask, you said it was owned by 8 siblings, but there are 12 of you.
Exactly. So 8. It's like this. First, my sister Barbie passed away.
Yes.
4 years ago.
I'm sorry.
That's young at 46 years old. That's really... Honestly, I still haven't understood it or come to terms with it to this day. And my whole family said goodbye to Barbie here in this room over 2 days. So the fact that my sister is gone is really... But the only positive thing, Aaron, that I took from it is that there's only one life, and every day counts. And that's why everything I do is all in, 100%. That's why things are this way, and Barbie is no longer with us. And then from her, my oldest half-brother, Daniel Jerome Kelly, he was born disabled. I mean mentally disabled, which means he was never part of the family. I mean the band. And then the 2 oldest siblings from the first marriage. They decided to go their own way in the early 80s when Mom died. So my sister Caroline, she is a nurse in the USA.
Okay.
In a prison. Oh, yeah. And my brother Paul, he lives in Ireland. And he did an apprenticeship as a cook, also worked as a cook, but eventually found his way back to music. He lives in Ireland and has 7 children.
Oh.
Respect, exactly, yes. And that's how it is. And that's how we were the so-called Kelly family, the one that became famous. There are 9 of us in total, and now Barbie is no longer here. And now there are 8 of us.
But the relationship with both in Ireland and the USA remains.
Yes, definitely.
Nice.
I'm in touch with everyone. I have to as well. Because basically we have the GBRG. I've basically served as the manager there for 25 years, so I'm responsible for distributions, for money. You know?
Distributions are always good. Always good.
There you have to. I still talk to everyone myself.
I see why you're a motivational coach.
I'm not a motivational coach.
You're doing motivational stuff here.
No.
You're not?
No.
Then start doing it.
No, I'm not doing that. Nobody needs a motivational coach.
Why not?
Because you have to motivate yourself.
I nearly wanted to kiss you the other day.
Why?
I almost wanted to kiss you. I saw a video of you. How you kiss. I thought it was so great. The one about work-life balance.
Okay.
I see. That went super viral, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, exactly. Some people also complained a lot about it.
So, for everyone who's, let's say, under 30, my tip is no life balance. That's a concept for losers. If you want to be successful, go full throttle, all in. I then said, work-life balance is a concept for losers. Right? And then...
I'm with you.
But unfortunately, I have to add, I also have to agree with some people. You are self-employed. I am also self-employed. Work-life balance for self-employed people. So, if I want to be successful now and I haven't inherited an entire street, and I start from zero and basically want to achieve something, then work-life balance is not a concept for a self-employed entrepreneur. It doesn't work. If I now, let's say, have the calling to become a police officer or a civil servant or a firefighter, then it's great. Then I think it's so great that there are people who have also found this calling for themselves. There, work-life balance is possible and great.
Yeah, I have to say, we film a lot with police officers and firefighters. They don't really have that work-life balance. They really go all out for us. You have to acknowledge that. I really like that saying. I have to say, you have a really great farm. Really great. But you don't have it because you start at 8 a.m. and finish work at 4 p.m. and have 3 coffees during work hours and take a 1-hour break.
No, I work 400 days a year. I have something for you.
You have something for me? Now I'm curious.
Yeah, then?
Oh, look at this. Man, you're prepared, if that was different.
I released this book 2.5 years ago.
I'd like to have that signed. You'll get that too. For me, there are several versions of Joe Kelly. There's the Kelly family version of Joe Kelly. I Make Music had a not-so-easy childhood, but I think you had great parents, even if your dad was a bit strict, but that's part of it and it didn't do you any harm.
Definitely not.
So then there's Joey Kelly. I remember you from my youth. It felt like you were, besides Gunther, also on Spiegel TV.
Stern TV.
Oh, Stern TV, Spiegel TV is good too.
Joey Kelly takes 10 people with addictions on a sailing trip. Extreme run through Tanzania. 30,000-kilometer family road trip without money, facing problems at home. Joey Kelly in Beijing, meeting drug addicts and visiting the drug scene. Joey Kelly collects bottles for charity.
And you always pushed yourself, and I think to myself, that rascal, how can someone take on so much? I know it myself. When you ask Aaron, how's sports going? I say, let's change the subject. It was always like that. You were dehydrated, you were shaking, you were broken, but you made it. And the great thing is, a month later, you're already up for it again. But that's really great.
But you can't buy the book anymore.
Even better?
No, because the publisher went bankrupt.
But not because of your book, right?
Yes, probably, yes. But the good thing is, the book, when it was still on the market, cost 80 euros. And then basically they went bankrupt. And also because of me too. Well, I was probably not the only flop because the book never sold since it was too expensive. I didn't care. It was just, for me, an ego trip. So at 50, I just wanted to capture everything, just take a look.
Everyone knows that.
Basically capture and compile all my personal highlights. And now I have 2,400 books that haven't been sold.
The total print run was 4,000. How many weren't sold?
2,400. And then the insolvency administrator called me and asked if I would buy the 2,400 copies.
Did you say for €1 each?
No, I bought them for 4 euros each.
Per piece or for all of them?
So, per book.
Okay, €4 instead of 80. That's a good deal.
Just the printing costs, 12 euros. That means I basically have 8 pallets of my book, which I then bought myself for 4 euros, including 7% VAT. That means I end up at about 3.90 or so. That's really awesome.
I have to ask one thing. I just flipped through all the places you've been in, everything, Death Valley. I was just there recently on assignment, Timo. We were on assignment in the USA. Ben.
What's happening here right now?
Apparently, there's a lady walking around in the desert.
Through the desert.
You've been everywhere, experienced so much. Do you still remember all of that? Or do I turn a page here and you say, oh, right, I was there too?
No, I know exactly where I've been.
Where did you store it?
Here in this little head.
You were everywhere. You even did an Ironman.
That too, yeah.
Multiple times.
8 in 1 year.
I have a question. I read somewhere that you did an Ironman and got disqualified.
That's right, Ultraman.
What happened there?
I've never told anyone that before.
Yeah, I read it and thought, how can you qualify for the Ironman if there's no car you can use to...
No, it wasn't Iron Man, it was Ultraman.
Yeah, Ultraman.
Ultraman. Ultraman is, well, Iron Man is a 3.8 kilometer swim, 180 kilometers on the bike, and then you run a marathon. And in the year when I did a series of 8 Ironman races in 1 year.
Why do you do that? Why not over 16 years? No.
Because there were only 8 that year. And of course, that was also a great reason to travel. So I just wanted to see Zealand, so I fly there and then do Ironman. Australia, Brazil, Canada, Hawaii, Lanzarote, the German Ironman, back then in Roth and Zurich. And what did I forget? So there were 8. So I did this series, and then there was basically Ultraman. That was 8 weeks later, in late November. And Ultraman works like this. You swim 10 kilometers, then you ride 421 kilometers on the bike, and then you run 84 kilometers.
I haven't even done that in 10 years.
And there at the finish line, they basically disqualified me.
They saved you at the finish line, so why were you disqualified?
What?
Why were you disqualified?
Okay,
Something, yeah, I read something. I want to know if it's true.
Okay. We reached the finish and I came in 7th.
Yes.
And 2.
Ähm,
2 guys held my brother and the other one hit him in the face.
The ones who held your brother?
My brother Jimmy was filming there and there was a fight and 3 of them beat up my brother.
Yes.
And then I went over and confronted them after you became Ultramen Grand. Where are you now?
You are Ultraman Grand, sorry. So why was your brother in trouble?
He wanted to. He was filming.
Right?
And he was basically in that zone where he wasn't supposed to be. Or nobody knew. Nobody was really waiting there anyway, because it felt like someone only came in every 2 hours.
Yeah.
And they just made his life difficult and beat him up. And then I stepped in. This was in '98, over 25 years ago. And then I basically defended my brother and took out the 3 of them.
After you became Ultraman, your strength returned whenever your brother was in trouble.
Anyone who messes with my family has to deal with me.
Awesome, awesome.
That's why. But before I did sports, before I started doing endurance sports, I boxed for 5 years.
You also won celebrity boxing.
Also,
Yeah, you won a lot. Celebrity boxing. Who was your opponent?
Against Ralph Richter, that was his name.
Oh, Ralph Richter.
And I thought it was funny because they asked, since before that, for about 5 years before endurance sports, I did amateur boxing. And then people from Brainpool came and asked if I was Brainpool or Ralph. Yeah, Crabber Schraben. Exactly. And they asked if I wanted to take part in celebrity boxing. And then I said, yeah, awesome, amazing. Then they said the music act was Scorpions. That was the first time, and it was already huge production-wise. And who else was hosting? Let's get ready to rumble.
Michael Waffer?
That's right, he was the host. And I said, okay, against Ralph Richter, no problem. We're happy to do it. And then I boxed there, I was lucky, I won again. Of course, I prepared for it, refreshed myself, and I thought, I didn't even know there was a fee. Because for all those Rob shows, there was no fee.
No expense allowance, not even 1,000?
500 euros.
But you did a lot of them.
I lost between 2,500 and 3,500 euros on every rabe wet.
Really?
Because I have cars, equipment, a team, the whole setup to win. But the cool thing is, when you win at the rabe events, then I get to showcase my sponsors.
You know what I mean?
And they love it and they extend the contracts.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
So you saw, as they say, the real money behind the small change.
No, I just used the platform. For 13 years, I did 48 Saturday evening shows with Rabe. 14 times, Wo CWM, 11 times, Stock Car, 3 times, Schlag den Star.
Unfortunately, I only won once. Well,
That's Panamericana. That's a story I finished 3 years ago. And that is from top to bottom. So the full Panamericana, 30,000 kilometers through 15 countries.
your wife is included in that.
Exactly, I did that with my family. I basically documented that as well. And this is my son Leon. Do you know what he's doing? He's studying astrophysics and astrobotany in the U.S. and doing an apprenticeship with the U.S. Air Force.
He's really made something of himself, to be honest. We do YouTube.
He got a 10 in his first 5 semesters. And now in the summer, he's in Houston at NASA doing an internship. And nobody in the U.S. knows the Kelly name. So, no bonus, just purely on his own merit. I think that's so awesome. Do you know why I did that? Because my sister died. That's when I said, you know what? I'll spend more time with family from now on.
That's right.
Because time passes, and someday I'll be gone too. And then I was the one who saw the Panamericana, but my kids didn't. And my daughter, the youngest, the 10-year-old, recently said, Dad, when are we going to do the Panamericana again? Okay? And then we did. And that's all you're getting. It's basically a limited edition, but you can't buy it anymore. And because the collection sold out very quickly...
Did you get your own collection with Camp David?
Yes.
Why are you all so obsessed with me, friends? If you go to Camp David now, you won't find it. Now Camp David will probably hate me. There's probably a sale happening right now. But with the promo code HeyJoey, you get another 20% off on top. Annika is going to hate me. You have several buildings here. We were just downstairs, and there's still a lot of space upstairs.
Exactly. The house has a total of 510 square meters of living space. That's basically 5 units downstairs, where we just were. Upstairs, there are 4 units.
Oh, those are residential tenants?
Exactly. My employees live there. Plus a director from WDR, and then basically offices as well.
But when we have weddings here later, they can't complain if it's really loud, right?
She won't complain, fearing consequences elsewhere.
That's right. So here is then, by the way, we could have 3 weddings here at the same time. One there, here is exactly another one. And I hear what you're saying, the floor is very nice.
There.
Oh, all wood. Now you have it so the van can park here.
No, I hold meetings and give lectures here.
But if you have meetings or lectures there, no.
There's basically just food there. Ah, okay.
So at lunchtime?
So there will be seating here, and we can fit about 70 people in here at most. And then basically, there won't be motivational speeches, but rather talks that give people more courage to follow their own path.
Yeah, but if you give someone courage and just talk about what you do, and then show 2 or 3 pictures of you competing in the Ultraman, that already motivates me.
So the main goal of the talk is to make money. So I'm getting paid to give the talk.
The Joker said in Batman, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Exactly. And the companies pay for my work. And I'm grateful. And I do it in English and in German. So lectures all over Europe, but about 80 or 90% are in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland.
Okay.
But then, of course, it's awesome when I get to fly to London and give a lecture at a congress there, or in North Africa, or in Oslo, or wherever. That's also really great, of course. Oh, how awesome is that?
It's just all the things you do. How do you even get it up there?
It's easy, it only weighs 400 or 600 kilos.
You can't tell me. 6 guys, 6 corners.
No, 2 planks, drive it up, and then turn it with 4 people.
Really? Yeah.
That's possible. That's a small car.
But all this wood here, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, well, there used to be a, let's say, what do you call it, a slope here.
Yeah.
But of course, the roof truss was shot, so we basically had to redo it completely.
You redid everything. So how much did you invest overall? We're talking 7 figures, right? For the renovations and everything?
What do you think?
I think, well, I have to say you're pretty clever. You have people you've worked with for a long time who build for you. I'll put it this way. If you were still hiring construction companies and all that, it would have gotten really expensive. I would still think 1.2 million...
Twice as much.
Ouch! Although Brainpool only paid 500 euros per event, you still have to earn that first.
But everything is paid for.
No more debts.
I don't lease a car, I don't finance anything, nothing at all.
I love you, Dad. Come here. No, really, of course.
That's it. Freedom is everything. Yes.
You're right about that.
To live free without fear is the ideal.
My freedom depends on the Sparkasse and Deutsche Bank. What's in the small ones again?
Here's a kind of witch's house.
Where? No, an old stove.
Exactly.
But it's no longer connected.
No, but I'll just connect it.
You just have to make a hole in the roof.
No, it has to be done completely from the inside again. Oh,
Beauty?
I bought it in Holland for 1,500 euros from the monastery. And the idea is to put it up here. Then we'll basically just hook up the stove.
Yes.
And then we can basically...
Cook on top of that?
Exactly. With coal. It's a project just like the buses.
Yes.
Small projects that we just take on. That's awesome. And most of the time it works out about 8 years later than you hope.
But that's nice. We're finally getting to the point. They're standing here.
But Aaron, up here, then we have... Oh, sorry.
I was already somewhere else. Oh, look, there's that witch thing again. Man, that's... pretty fancy too. Here we can have a beer. Oh, no.
Timo?
My dear friends, the video is over, but Joey still has so much to show us, but I also know your attention span. So we'll continue next week, and let me tell you, this was just the beginning. We're going to celebrate so much more here and learn so much more. So we'll see each other again next week. Leave a thumbs up. Feel free to follow Joey on Instagram, and we'll see each other next week.
America, a country that looks like freedom and sounds like a new beginning. Many come here to dream, to start over, to build a new life. But some come to serve. German immigrants who serve in the police or fire department in the US, with an accent, with a German background, and an American job that allows no mistakes. This isn't about stories from yesterday. It's about split-second decisions, about courage, and about responsibility. Different rules, different calls, different reality, and yet the same question every day. Are you ready when things get serious? What does it mean to be a leader as a German in America? How does it feel when you change countries, but take the responsibility with you? We follow German emergency personnel in the USA, unfiltered, honest, up close. Head over to YouTube and subscribe to Einsatz America.
Exactly. Here is our living room, which is also a pass-through area. And here we redid the floor. Yeah, back then, when I came in here for the first time, it was really intense, really. That's when I fell in love with the house.
Yeah, I understand. Now I have to